Prior to standing up and doing the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like to make a motion to seal the minutes from the non-public session that we just had.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. Alright. So gentlemen, we have, Dennis, you were absent last meeting,
Yeah,
so there's two sets of minutes that you and I will have to approve. The first one is this non-public minutes, if you could look at that. It was you and me. Okay, all right.
So I'll make a motion for the approval of the non-public minutes of October 13, 2020.
And I'll second that, all in favor? Aye. Non-public minutes are signed right here for you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next set of minutes is the public minutes, and you and I, again, since
Yep.
Dennis was absent, and have you had a chance to look at it?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the public minutes of October 13th, 2020.
Okay, and I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so see the minutes right here. Okay, so that's all set. Chief, you're up.
Wait, wait,
Should I amend that?
yes,
Amount?
so you're gonna amend the correction?
Oh, yeah.
No, we're gonna do that down below here. It says update 2021 budget presentation. Or do you wanna do it now?
I thought you.
You should do it because it's the minutes.
It's in the minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right, that is in the minutes. That's,
The computer line is incorrect in the minutes.
Oh, okay, let me look at that. Let's look at that, yeah, okay.
That's right, too.
What line was that, Lo?
It's probably into the budget, maybe 5, 6 down.
Computer services?
Yep,
It was level funded at 23.5?
level funded at 23.1.
One, there was a typo, so it should be $23,100.
That should be 23.1, and what did we approve?
20, you level, but it was a typo, it
Oh.
should have been,
All right,
instead,
so we need to make a motion and approve that line at 23.1.
correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion. They'll overturn our first motion when we did the budget. And it's for line number 340-1, computer services. I wanna move that line, a readjusted total of 23,100.
I'll
It's really
second.
just a typo, because you did approve it at 23.1, I typed
You just wanna amend it.
23.5.
Oh,
Just-
okay,
So, yeah, so just motion to amend the minutes to read that number.
to read that, yeah,
Okay.
okay, okay,
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and what is the second line, Lo?
The second one was,
It was a car, right?
no, it was radio or radar. It was radar.
What's the,
You agreed to go with what we had asked for the increase, but then it was 23, and it should have been 23. And you motioned for 23, the motion should have been 23.50.
oh, 23,050? Let me see.
Yes.
Okay, so let me see, witness fee. What, do you know what the account number of that is?
Yeah, it's
That's-
390-1.
390, okay, 390 right here. 390, oh,
390-1.
Right here.
390-1, right here, here it is, yep. Okay. 23, okay, and what should that be now instead of 2,300?
23.50.
2350, okay. So I would like to amend line 390-1 to reflect $2,350.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
And do we want to now re-accept the minutes as amended?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll motion we accept the minutes as amended.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So
That's right.
we redid it, yeah, we should have not, you and I should have not approved the minutes and then make the change, but we're good now.
We're good now.
And we're moving on. Okay, so Chief, now we're up to you.
Okay, so we got a bunch of community service stuff we can talk about, and then the budget for 2020. We're gonna have about that. So, our Citizens Academy is almost done, has one more session this week. I guess it's going very well. he's been going, right, so far so good, everyone, been very good, we expanded it this year, to, I think 10 sections, a little bit longer than it was before.
How many do you have in it?
11 people. It's been pretty good, a good mix of everybody from all over the town, and it's been pretty good. I think they have one court, they do like a mock trial at the end or something, that's what they have left, and then they ride along if people want to do it. We participated at the trunk or treat event with the Parks and Rec Department, like an alternative for trick or treating, that went really well. We turned one of the cruises into a pirate ship, it was actually pretty good. Like 100 cars came or so. So that was,
Really, 100?
That was pretty good. Was pretty
That was
good.
really, a lot of people took advantage of that.
Yeah.
And they all stayed in their cars.
Everyone stayed in the car, you walked up and.
I know trick or treat at my house, but they only had like 4 or 5 trick or
Yeah, I
treaters.
had the same thing, I didn't have many. kids.
Not at all, I mean, no.
So that was good. Our big thing we have coming up now is the giving tree thing, which this will kind of take over this room in another month.
Correct.
There'll be all kinds of stuff for these families and stuff, the trees already have for people to come and get
Yeah,
tags.
my wife asked me that, and I
Yeah.
think,
So that's usually pretty big, that'll carry us to the end of the year, that'll be our main community relations stuff for the rest of the year.
As the citizens thing winds down, you'll start going with the tree.
Exactly.
Yep.
On the enforcement side, starting pretty much this week, we're gonna start a lot more DWI patrols for the holidays. We usually ramp them up around Thanksgiving through Christmas season, so you'll see more officers out during the evening hours and wrap up the year with those.
Is that gonna be offset by a donation from Department of Safety?
Some of it is, some isn't.
Okay.
So the last part is about our 2020 budget. So we had talked to the selectmen about purchasing body-worn cameras, and we had a whole proposal to them of which ones we've tested how many different kinds, I think 4 or 5 now. We picked out, it was actually a pretty simple model. We don't
The
want.
same one that you
Yeah, we
kind of showed us last
I showed
meeting?
it, yeah, I
Okay.
don't, but it's a pretty laid back one, it doesn't have a bunch of stuff on there. The issue we're having is they cost $23,000. The selectmen had approved us to spend surplus money to pay for those. We're just not 100% sure we're gonna have $23,000 left at the end of the year. And what kind of threw us was, the way that the town does their accounting is they pay back the odd number of days in a calendar year. So we end up having to pay in eight extra days this year that we hadn't factored in when I thought we would have enough.
You thought you were gonna be 40 over at least, and then if we
Right.
use 20 for the cameras, we were thinking about a 15, 17,000 over with the
Right.
cameras bought.
Right, but the 8 extra days is $15,000 to $17,000.
Yeah,
So that puts us right too close probably to call right now. That's estimated high, so I estimate all the payroll stuff high, so we'll have some wiggle room. I also have to talk to Bill about, there is still money left in our detailed surplus fund that could probably help pay for that.
but
So
we
if I
used,
could-
for 2020, you allowed 10%, so did we use 15?
No, we've only used like $11,000.
Oh, well, maybe we could use the rest of that,
That's what I'm
and that, we could use less of the budget,
Right.
and the rest of that 15,000.
That's the plan. So that's kind of where we're at with that, just letting you guys kind of know what's going on.
Just so
with that.
people know, we had
Yeah.
150,000 in that fund and about that, and the selectmen and us agreed that every year we tap about 10% of it, which would help defer our special purchases, and that would fall good. So what did we use 11 of that for earlier?
Rifle sights, some of the door locking systems here that now
Okay.
restrict how people can come in and come out.
Yep,
And the garage door that, we had to replace the garage door and the sally port.
yep, okay,
So those things.
yep.
Uh,
Have you proposed that concept to the selectmen using
Yep, we
that?
talked about it
Yeah, we
last
talked
night.
about it last
Yep, we
night.
talked about it
Okay.
last
And
night.
what did
They were all good with
Well,
that.
They're good with that.
everybody's good,
Yeah,
just be
everybody's
careful,
all-
don't,
right,
I told you, be
exactly.
careful, just.
If we run short, we could always cut the order back. We were planning in 12 cameras, we could always cut it back like 8 cameras and then get some
And
additional.
get the
cameras
4 in the
next year.
beginning of the year.
And get them next year.
Maybe out of the 15,000 that comes available, or whatever, it's 10% or whatever's in the fund.
So that's kinda, I'm just letting you guys kinda know what's
Okay.
going on, so there's
Yeah.
no surprises or anything.
Suckers aren't cheap.
No, they're not, but these are significantly cheaper than some other ones we looked at. We had a quote today.
Nice. And in today's environment, they need it as much for them as the public needs it. I mean, it's good for both.
It is good for both, right?
I mean, really, you know?
Can't we just have the guys wear those door camera?
Rings,
Yeah,
rings.
right, cameras, we'll get
Put it on.
Home Depot. Good.
$99.
Yeah, so, that's it for me, and I'll talk some more about the budget, the 2021 budget, how we made out with selectmen and stuff when we get to that later on, so.
Okay. Any questions for Ray? No? Okay, Chip, got it?
Let's see. Month of October it was busy. I mean, we're pretty consistent as far as our activity. 299 car stops from everything from stop signs to registered, lane control, effective equipment, so predominantly speed, which is good because that's typically what people recognize the most is people speeding through the neighborhoods. So 299 stops, 5 arrests, which included involuntary emergency admissions, people having mental health crises, you have to take them to the hospital for a checkup, so.
Forcibly,
I mean,
yeah.
well, usually goes pretty good, but it's against their will, but,
Yeah,
that's been an uptick, I mean, in the
Right.
30-something years I've been doing this, I think we've had one in the last few months that I've never seen before.
yeah, it's a new category.
Yeah, I think just people are just, with this COVID thing and just outside influences, I think people are just being
Yeah.
adversely affected, mentally.
Hey, 14 criminal mischief, what was
Yeah,
that?
that's, right around Halloween mailboxes and things like that, and
How about any more catalytic converters being stolen since our last meeting?
nope, and we actually, prepared warrants on somebody for that,
For
so.
that offense, we haven't had one since.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
for you. So could be that person.
I didn't know it was.
Well, it definitely was, because otherwise we wouldn't do that one. So, it definitely was that person. Now we're just waiting to lock that person up.
And the mailbox stuff is just kids
Mailboxes,
fooling
toilet
around.
papers, yeah,
Comes
kids.
and goes.
Yeah.
Baseball bats I saw
Oh, yeah.
around town.
Yeah.
Oh, baseball bat on the mailbox and stuff.
Oh, yeah, people driving
I've seen a
lamp
few.
posts. Oh, yeah, it's just, nothing else to do.
I said, there's no snow around, we haven't hit them with a snowplow, so.
Yeah, it's not the town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
42 reports ranging from abandoned vehicles, theft reports, criminal mischiefs. So it's just, again, it's just a broad
illegal
spectrum.
dumping.
Yeah. Yep, illegal dumping, and that could be anything from people dumping leaves on property other than their own,
Yeah,
or using someone else's dumpster, and just,
not littering, it's not throwing a bag out of the car.
no, could be that, I mean, it depends on, a lot of
Well,
it's
how much, it
statutory,
depends how much you threw out of the car.
or it depends where and
What, yeah,
all that,
okay.
so.
Yeah, so 42 of those, yeah?
Yep, so we had mailboxes smashed, we had, in consideration of the national conversation about use of force, we had, 2 use of force incidences for October, nothing crazy. Somebody had to be, assisted from the car, by Anita. So, and that's just as simple as laying hands on somebody, pulling them out. And then, I actually had one for, somebody having a mental health crisis, and she attacked her boyfriend, so we had to lay hands on her and pull her off her boyfriend. So, again, nothing crazy, but it's a use of force that has to be documented. So,
You'll see that now permanently on the
Yeah.
reporting thing, and we keep track of all the uses of force and have forms separated for them, so for audited, we have them, available to show.
Okay, that's good.
yeah, and one of those was actually captured on body cam, so you watch the whole thing, and it's just.
Perfect.
It's kind of fitting with what everyone is talking about, use of force in conjunction with any body cam footage, it just dovetails with each other.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
That was,
How are we doing at trying to come on board with what the governor had for certain edicts or whatever he wanted by July 1st? Are we?
A lot of that has to do with state agencies.
Okay,
So it's not really covering us so much, it will, but I think they're just, maybe they're gonna see if the state agencies get their feet wet and see how they.
he had like 50 or 40 something items
Yeah.
that the state police, now, are we gonna
And we're in
try
compliance,
to copy some of those?
we're in compliance right now with the vast majority of.
With the
what
bad,
they want.
okay.
If not all of the ones
Yeah.
required, but obviously the ones all required by local police.
Well, he's gonna require them to have cameras, but we're doing it being proactive.
Right.
And we're not being
But
audited.
there's a lot of other ones that are policy related, and all those are based on CALIA standards and National Police Credit. And all our policies meet that standard.
Yep, I remember when we
Yeah,
were doing
we're in
some of
pretty,
the
we're in pretty good shape.
we were talking Khalil.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I assume, especially with the result of the election, that we'll start to see some things come down
I
from
don't think so.
fence about different things that
Yeah.
have to be done in the future. But
any other questions for the lieutenant?
anything onerous, no?
Okay, Steve, how are you there, man?
Not too bad.
All right, so we got some new faces in the management of the neighborhood watch a little bit?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I should even scare one of my neighbors over to me got her signed up to do it, but,
Nice.
we're getting things organized into different groups. We're kinda waiting for Melissa to get back to really launch everything
Yeah,
and send out notifications on using what group and things like that, but evidently they pretty much have things set and ready to go, so when she gets back, we'll be ready to go.
good. I just wanna make a mention, Lil, maybe you can tell, Miss Russo there at the, I forget her first name, but, she did not, Patty Russo. Yeah, they didn't put a neighborhood watch ad in our last crier, and I'm not sure if they did the month before as well. The one that I just got at my house
I
last
did the
week.
month before, I know
was-
for sure, I don't know
I
about
thought-
this one, so.
I
haven't
didn't
seen
read
it.
this month's, but I do remember it's on the back page of
Yeah.
the last one I read.
Yeah,
I was gonna
so
say, I
I
thought
just
there
wanna
was one.
make sure it's on every month, so. I didn't see it the last one I got, I went through it twice, but,
I'll talk to you.
okay, no problem.
Yeah, it
Not
was
making
very
an
last
issue out of
page.
it, just figured it's a town publication, you know, we need all the help we can get. And so many new houses going up, gotta be a lot of new families coming in,
Yeah,
so.
we should make sure that the Citizens Academy members are all, that live in town, get them signed.
That's a good idea.
Captive audiences, you know.
Yeah, good idea, Steve. Alright, anything else, Steve?
No, that's not, people
Anybody
stealing
got
trees at the
questions
end of
for
Gardner Road, other than that.
Really?
Okay.
you know.
Alright,
The thick
All right.
forestry.
alright, well, thanks for your service, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ray, 2021 budget now, what do we?
So we met with the selectmen last night, and
Yeah.
that went pretty well. The only major change was under the cruiser line. We had asked to have more money set aside, because we were gonna try out one of the hybrid models, which is like $3,000 more than the regular model.
Mm-hmm,
Our plan next year was to make two payments on the one, only getting one vehicle, but we're gonna make two payments on it.
mm-hmm,
So it was a little bit more, and they felt that wasn't needed. So we're still getting a car, it's just
but
not.
just you're gonna have to carry it in the following year's budget.
It just won't be a hybrid.
It won't be the hybrid.
Oh,
It'll just be a regular model.
Oh,
They
okay.
agreed with the two payments.
$3,200 difference, we figured, and we were
Right,
just saying.
so it went from 69,000 to 64.
Yeah, but a hybrid is gonna be, sometimes it'll run without using fuel, have you taken the fuel into consideration? The fuel saving?
I'm not a huge fan of it yet.
Oh.
It's, you gotta, I'd like to see this stuff out more.
Alright,
So that went down a little bit, and they
Yeah.
also took $1,000 out of our lease payment for next year. It was $16,800.
figured on the more expensive car.
No, just the
No,
lease
yeah.
payment for the second half that we bought
Oh,
last year.
yes,
We had rounded it up, we couldn't figure out what it was, we're basically sure now, every year there's a slight bump. They always go up, it doesn't go down, it's not like
Yeah.
the cost of living's not factored in.
yeah,
So we had put it at 18 instead of 17, and they again cut 1,000 out of it, it'll be over 17, but that's what we have to spend on it.
okay,
So we'll go back and ask the selectmen for the difference when we get it out of the vehicle fund.
okay, so nothing drastically up,
You gotta go to budget, so you explain
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah.
budget.
yeah?
And the,
Which,
chairman
when
will
is
be
the
there to
budget,
select.
when is the presentation to the budget committee?
December,
19?
what is it?
17.
17th.
December 17th?
December 17th.
Okay.
I think they're going to be at the school too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're moving into the school.
Get more room.
More room, that's people. will-
Well, right, there's how many
people are
people on the
nervous
board,
just to-
9 people or?
Oh, yeah,
It'll be
for social
An
distancing,
actual
yeah.
meeting,
Yeah.
not a Zoom
Yeah,
session?
No, it's
Okay,
gonna be in the.
that's good to know,
campus.
that's good.
Yeah. They're meeting this Thursday over there, so.
Okay,
Okay.
any other things on that, or?
No, everything else was fine and went right through and they supported us on all the same stuff you guys.
By our next meeting in December, and before you go to see the budget committee on the 17th of December, you'll have a much better idea where our budget's going and what you got and how much we got left over. And if you use the 4 left over from the 10%.
Right, we'll have a much better.
Then you might be able to swing it without, I don't wanna go over budget, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted him to, even Keith wanted him to get them things, those cameras ordered quickly, but
Right.
we'll have to wait, just a little bit.
Right, we might adjust it in the weekend, we'll be all right.
Before I make a motion to adjourn, any new business amongst the audience? Okay. And I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn at 7:19 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay? Okay. All right.
You guys are quick.
Well, here's your assignment of both of them, yeah?